Hello and welcome to CVR News Network. You're watching CVR English and these are the details of the World 360. US President Donald Trump on Sunday expressed optimism about upcoming talks in Saudi Arabia aimed at ending the war in Ukraine. Trump commented while flying from Florida to Washington, D.C.
How are you? Very good. Wow, that's a lot of people. That's a lot of people. Any questions?
Yes, sir. So on Russia, have you made a final decision about what sanctions or tariffs you might impose on Russia and when that might be?
We're looking at a lot of things. We have big meetings coming up, as you know, in Saudi Arabia. That's going to include Russia. It'll be Ukraine. We'll see if we can get something done. Like to get something done. A lot of people died this week, as you know, in Ukraine. Not only Ukrainians, but Russians. So I think everybody wants to see it get done. We're going to make a lot of progress, I believe, this week.
Is President Putin disrespecting you by attacking Ukraine when you're trying to make peace there? Is President Putin disrespecting you by attacking Ukraine when you're trying to make peace there?
What did he do?
Well, he's attacking Ukraine.
Is he disrespecting me?
Yeah.
Who are you with?
I'm Michael Burnbaum, the Washington Post.
You've lost a lot of credibility. Go ahead. What else?
Mr. President, question on Robert. Go ahead.
Americans who have seen their retirements accounts fall in recent day are getting very nervous about these tariff conversations.
Oh, I think the tariffs are going to be the greatest thing we've ever done as a country. It's going to make our country rich again. We have many companies, as you know, auto companies are opening up plants now. We've had 4 or 5 announced already, but many more are coming. And we're basically going to take back the money, a lot of the money that we've given away over many decades. We've lost our jobs, we've lost our factories. We've lost 90,000 factories since the beginning of NAFTA. It's not that long ago. 90,000 factories, think of that. And we're going to get them back, and they're coming back, and they're coming back in records. Look at what happened with the big chip company, the biggest in the world, by far the most powerful chip company in the world, from Taiwan, and they're going in with $200 billion of money, and they're going to build something that's going to give us 35-40% of the chip market in one company. No, it's going to bring it back, and I think it's going to make us bring us to a level that we've never had before.
Is there going to be a government shutdown this week? Many of your supporters are concerned about your supporters are attacking SCOTUS Justice Amy Coney Barrett. You put her on the bench. They're saying she's a DEI hire. Do you regret putting her on the bench?
Look, she's a very good woman. She's very smart, and I don't know about people attacking her. I really don't know. I think she's a very good woman, and she's very smart.
Is there going to be a government shutdown at the end of this week?
Could happen. I mean, the Democrats want that. They want to destroy the country. So I can't tell you, but it could happen. It shouldn't have happened, and it probably won't. I think the CR is going to get passed. We'll see, but it could happen. You never know. The Democrats are out of control. You saw that the other night during the speech when they wouldn't stand up for 2 of the young ladies were killed by illegal aliens. One with the cancer, the young man with the cancer, and all you want to do is stand up and applaud the man and the boy, the young boy, and nobody's ever seen anything like that. They're out of control. They've
Hi, Mr. President.
How are you? Very good. Wow, that's a lot of people. That's a lot of people. Any questions?
Yes, sir. So on Russia, have you made a final decision about what sanctions or tariffs?
Members of Canada's Liberal Party believe that Mark Carney has the ability to convince voters that he can safeguard their interests. They argue that Carney's leadership is crucial at the time when President Trump's policies are seen as a threat to the country's economy. Supporters within the party hope his economic expertise will resonate with Canadians ahead of next election.
Yeah, Donald Trump. And Donald Trump, as we know, has put, as the Prime Minister just said, unjustified tariffs on what we build, on what we sell, on how we make a living. He's attacking Canadian families, workers, and businesses, and we cannot let him succeed. And we won't. I am proud of the response of Canadians who are making their voices heard and their wallets felt. I am grateful for how our provinces are stepping up to the fight, because when we are united, we are Canada strong. The Canadian government has rightly retaliated and is rightly retaliating with our own tariffs that will have maximum impact in the United States and minimum impact here in Canada. And my government will keep our tariffs on until the Americans show us respect. And until they can join us in making credible and reliable commitments to free and fair trade. As Krista did. Yeah. And in the meantime, we will ensure that all the proceeds from our tariffs will be used to protect our workers.
The outgoing Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau bid farewell as he prepared to step down as Liberal leader, addressing supporters in his final speech before the leadership results were announced. Trudeau reflected on his tenure and expressed gratitude. His departure marks a significant transition for the party as Canadians await the selection of his successor.
I know that these last few years haven't been easy for Sav, Adrian, yourself. Thank you for having been so patient with me, even when I was stressed, when I was traveling too much, when I couldn't think about anything other than work. But please know that in the most difficult times, you inspired me. You gave me courage. You reminded me that I should focus on what was really important and not what was just urgent. Being Prime Minister of this country has been the honor of my life, but I'm so looking forward to redevoting myself to my most important role, that of father. I'm proud of the three of you, and I love you above all.
Now, sit down. Now, I can imagine that you're all expecting me to stand up and talk about all that we've accomplished together. And don't get me wrong, I am damn proud of what we've done over these past 10 years for the middle class and people working hard to join it. But tonight is about our future as a party, as a country. Now, I know that we as Liberals, as a government, often get criticized by our friends for not taking a victory lap after we get something big done. We do something really big, and then we move on right away to the next challenge. Because as progressives, as Liberals, we know there is always more to do. So it is important to take the time to reflect on and share the big successes. But not tonight. Not tonight, because when Liberals gather, we're always focused on just one thing: the work that still needs to be done to build a country that stays worthy of all Canadians. And simply put, that's the work of a lifetime for each and every one of us. It's very simple. Liberals are dedicated to making this country even better, not because we think it's broken, but because we have an opportunity and therefore a responsibility to ensure that Canada stays the best country on earth. Now, these past 10 years have been challenging. Crisis after crisis has been thrown at Canadians. But through every crisis, Canadians have shown who they are. We've pulled together. We've stood up for each other, and every single time, we've emerged even stronger.
Before delivering his farewell speech at the Liberal leadership race event, Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau was introduced by his daughter, Ella Grace. Making a rare public appearance, the 16-year-old spoke about the challenges her father faced during his near decade in office. She also shared her own experiences of growing up in the public eye and expressed her excitement about spending more time with him.
All right, this is the daughter of Justin Trudeau. She is, I believe, 16 years old, Ella Grace, who's going to come out and introduce her dad. When I talk to Liberals about who could be the next politician in the Trudeau family, this is who I am pointed to, Ella Grace. So let's see how she introduces her dad right now.
Hi, everyone. I've come here to talk to you about your Prime Minister, your leader, but to me, it's just Dad.
I think we all know that being a Prime Minister is not the easiest job in the world. Long days of work, stress, media attention.
It's not that easy to be the kid of a Prime Minister either. I've been trying hard to live the life of a normal teenager, but I think you can imagine it's not that simple of a task. La sécurité, les règles,
security, rules, drama have all stopped me feeling free over the past few years. The number of times who spoke to me about him as if he wasn't my father. So that led me to doubt the integrity of some people.
I've had some great conversations with my dad about the difficult situations I've lived through, and he never failed to make me feel better. He listened, and more than that, I knew he heard me, he understood me, because he lived through all that. The only difference is that back then there was no social media. Imagine constantly seeing your dad or even news about him as you scroll through your feed. I gotta say, I'm looking forward to seeing more of him at home and less of him online. But I would never trade the last few years for anything. Dad, I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud to have seen you fight for our country, for what you believe in, for what we, in this room, believe in. Fier de t'avoir vu.
Proud to have seen you fight for those in need.
A major protest erupted in Bucharest on March 9th after Romania's Central Election Bureau (BEC) rejected claimed Georgia's candidacy for the presidential rerun. Supporters clashed with police, overturning vehicles and throwing firecrackers in response to the decision. Georgescu condemned the move, calling it an attack on democracy, while far-right figures such as US Vice President J.D. Vance and Elon Musk voiced support. Political unrest continues as the rerun approaches on May 4th. Nepal has recently seen a surge in support of its former monarchy, highlighted by a large demonstration in Kathmandu on Sunday. Thousands of supporters welcomed ex-king Gyanendra Shah, chanting pro-monarchy slogans and waving the Nepalese flags. Shah, who has been touring the country, was met by enthusiastic crowds upon his return from Pokhara. The rise in royalistic sentiment suggests growing dissatisfaction with Nepal's current political system. Protests erupted in Damascus on March 9th as demonstrators called for an end to escalating violence in Syria's coastal regions. The unrest follows clashes between Assad loyalists and supporters of interim President Ahmad Sahara, which have resulted in over 1,000 deaths, mostly civilians. Reports of militia attacks and revenge killings have raised concerns, prompting Shara to announce an independent investigation into the bloodshed while vowing justice for the victims.
الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين. سنبقى نلاحق فلول النظام الساقط من أبى إلا يستمر في غيه وطغيانه، ومن ارتكب منهم الجرائم بحق الشعب، ومن يسعى منهم إلى تقويض الأمن والسلم الأهلي، وسنقدمهم إلى محكمة عادلة، وسيحاسب حسابا شديدا كل من يتجاوز على المدنيين العزل ويأخذ أقواما بجريرة أقوام، فإن أهلنا في الساحل في مناطق الاشتباك جزء من مسؤوليتنا، والواجب علينا حمايتهم وإنقاذهم من شرور عصابات النظام الساقط. ورغم ما تعرضنا له من غدر، فإن الدولة ستبقى ضامنة للسلم الأهلي.
الخطائس الله أكبر.
Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum addressed thousands in Mexico City's Zocalo Square, celebrating the U.S. decision to delay tariffs on Mexican goods. She credited diplomatic dialogue and mutual respect for the postponement, emphasizing Mexico's sovereignty and its economic contributions to the U.S. The suspension follows negotiations with U.S. President Donald Trump, who pushed back the trade penalties until April 2nd.
Con los honores a la presidenta constitucional de los Estados Unidos mexicanos.
Nosotros no somos extremistas, pero tenemos muy claro que hay principios irrenunciables. No podemos ceder en nuestra soberanía, ni puede resultar afectado nuestro pueblo por decisiones que tomen gobiernos o hegemonías extranjeras. En ese caso, siempre actuaremos de inmediato. La historia común de nuestros países está marcada por numerosos episodios de hostilidad, pero también por numerosos episodios de cooperación y entendimiento. Entre octubre de 2024 y febrero de 2025, les adelanto el dato que íbamos a dar el martes en la mañanera. Hemos reducido los homicidios dolosos en todo el país en casi 15%.
Arriba, arriba las manos, arriba las manos, así, 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 así. Levanta las manitas, sa, 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 sa.
No estás sola, presidenta.
Por supuesto que quiso adrementar a nuestra presidenta, sin embargo ella con su gran compromiso y convicción pudo sacar adelante estos acuerdos con el diálogo. Ella siempre ha dicho que nuestra nación está preparada para cualquier tipo de diálogo.
A man who caused a major disruption in central London by climbing Elizabeth Tower, which houses Big Ben, has now returned to the ground. The barefoot protester stood on a ledge several meters up before stepping out into a cherry picker after lengthy negotiations with the authorities. The incident drew significant public attention as emergency teams worked to bring him down safely. And that's the end of the World 360. Stay tuned to CVR News English.